Jim Howard here in Fort Worth, Texas.
Thanks very much for watching. Hello, Jim Howard here in Fort Worth, Texas. Today's date, it is May 21st of 2022, and it's 3:39 a.m. in the morning. As you can see behind me, I have my Chrome box set back up, and for the first time since I've had it, I forget what they call it. Anyway, I zapped everything out and reinstalled the Chrome operating system. Of course, it has the updates, but I just went back to, because I had a whole bunch of files saved all over the place, the same file saved in different places. I had installed the Uber, the Linux software on there, and it was just confusing to me. And so I've had it for years, and for the first time I just went and, zapped it all clear. And so it should be hopefully working better for me. So what's new? You remember I purchased, well, let's go to Amazon, and let's go to orders. If you remember, I purchased this, and as I mentioned, I'm not going to go into it again, but as I mentioned, I really liked the feel of it and the extra features and things like that, but I could not get a SD chip to work in it, and I tried everything, maybe not as deep as I should have, but I just so I returned it. I went to Kohl's. My daughter took me, and I didn't look all over the store. I just had tunnel vision. Came in, they saw me carrying the box, and it was like, Amazon, yes, Amazon, yes. Anyway, I returned it on the 10th at 2:19 p.m. and so it's on the 10th. Today is the 21st. I mean, right away on the the 10th, they indicated that, hey, the item was received by Kohl's and was going to be submitted. And then when I got it home, I noticed on the slip there was even a thing that said something about, I forget what it said, but it was like the 21st, the 10th to the 21st. I've never taken something I've always had, told Amazon, to have UPS or whoever they use, have them, pick it up, and the next day or something there would be, like, UPS would come. I would have the package, of course, all wrapped up, and they'd come to the door and they would bring a label, and they put the label on it, go out and get in their truck, and, well, I think they scanned it before they got to the truck. And I'm not 100% sure, but I think that I had items that they scanned and immediately almost. I would get my money to direct deposit into my bank. Maybe it was the next day, you know. And here it's been, what, 11 days or something? So I'm not happy with this system, and I won't be using it again. Now I have this way. I did for them to direct deposit the money into my Amazon card, and I've done that in the past. But usually in the past, what I've done is direct deposit into my checking account. So a little bit upset that this is taking so long. And I check every day to see if it's gone into the. Now, of course, there's emails and things that say yes, it's on the way to you, or it's been but I'm sure it's going to get here. Go into my Amazon account. Let's see, I went to the doctor the other day. I mentioned that my blood pressure was I think 195 or something over whatever. That's way high. And the last few days my blood pressure has also been high. And a lot of times I don't take my blood pressure. It's not a conscious, decision. I just get busy doing other things and don't. Sometimes I don't take the morning. Sometimes I don't take the night. And so the last couple of days, my blood pressure has been like 179 over 78, 180 over 83, and I think then I took my medicine, and it was 160 right away. It was 165 over 74, and so when I take my medicine, it's like 148 over 73. So I need to be taking that morning blood pressure medicine and the evening blood pressure medication because that's too high. So what else is going on? I don't think you can see it, can you? My other office chair finally broke. My daughter gave me this one. That's one that she had. In fact, the old one I was using was one that she gave me. That she was, had an extra of. So I'm going to need to purchase. And this one is up there for a while. For a few days, I was using. I have a I don't know if you've ever seen it, but there's a metal folding chair that I've used a few times. That's not comfortable. And this one is more comfortable, but not as comfortable as. And as I've talked about in the past, over the years, these chairs just don't hold up for me. And I'm not that fat. I'm fat, but I'm not that fat. And I've mentioned in the past that what I need to do is just, I've mentioned in the past this problem, and some of you have said, well, you need to get a good chair of such and, like such and such, and it'll be like $600, or something. I can't afford a $600 chair, especially with the way they hold up. And what I've mentioned in the past, and I will say it again, is I just need to purchase a chair for $100 or $150, maybe two at max, And just figure it's going to last a year. Just figure this is something I have to pay every year. It shouldn't be that way, but it is. I have 2 cell phones. I'm paying for both of them, and I don't, if you follow me, I don't like talking on the telephone at all. I'm sure because of my hearing loss, which is quite severe and has been since the 1st or 2nd grade of my life. And I made it through my life with really bad hearing. And but here I am with 2 cell phones. I've got the Pixel 3a. And what I'm getting at is, oops, that's so bright. There we go. What I'm getting at is should I get another cell phone? Of course, replace one of these. This is the Moto G stylus, but it's the one from last year or the year before, and but I do like the stylus. I don't need it because I can't draw with it, and I have no drawing ability or anything like that. And also, to be truthful, which everybody I think knows is, yes, this comes with a stylus, and of course they have a new model out, but which is almost identical to the last Moto stylus. Moto makes some nice cell phones, but what I like about them is the price, and the features. But what I really would like to have now is a larger cell phone, which they're making now. Like 5.3 or 6.3 or something like that. The extra space would really come in handy. But I'm thinking, on the other hand, I don't like to talk on cell phones or any kind of phone because of my hearing problem. It's just a pain, especially if somebody has an accent. I went to the doctor's office the other day, and of course everybody is, masked. The clerks there behind glass, they're masked up too, which I think they should be, and of course they require you to be masked up when you go there. But with me, I didn't realize that I have a horrible time there. When they ask me my name, it's like, what? And then they ask, for something else, and it's like, what? I guess that I subconsciously, sort of picked up like lip reading or something. And it's, I feel like a retard. Whoops, I'm not supposed to use that word. But I'm always wanting something. And usually I buy something that I really, a chair I need because of my butt. Oh, I did shorten, what you should see, unless I messed it up. I shortened up the intro video that somebody made for me. I cut a little bit out of it. I could cut a little bit more out of it, but I like saying myself. Let's see. Let me go to my wish list. Now, again, the wish list is not actually a wish list. I mean, it's a list of things that a few things on there, yes, I'd like to have. But it's also things that I want to keep track of, because somebody else might ask me about it, what's the best or whatever, and so it's that. This wavelength USB docking station, that's the one that I have on this computer here, my Windows 11 computer, and it's nice. I have another docking station which I don't have hooked up, but this one is really nice, and it works, by the way, with Chrome also. I'm thinking about another cell phone, and I'm thinking about the Pixel 3 XL, and the reason is, the camera on it. Actually, I guess it's not so much the camera lens as it is the code that they write. And let's see, I have the Pixel 3L on here twice. The reason for that is, the 64 gigabyte is $229, and the 128 gigabyte is $319, and I think I should definitely go with the $319 one. Here is Amazon's bestseller, their Amazon Basic office desk chair, $85. I know it would not last, but the thing that I just been talking about is it probably lasts a year or longer, and I've just decided that that's what I'm gonna have to do, is just figure that I'm buying a chair for a year. One thing I have to think about too is my grown son. Usually, because of my arthritis and everything, he usually puts like the chair together, and I think the last two times he's assembled the seat, the wrong way, the front towards the back towards the front or something, and I've had to get down, and I've told him, no, I think you need to check that, or whatever, and he just goes ahead and does it almost without ever looking at the, and he's even worse in that way now. And I did purchase a office chair through Amazon one time, maybe more than once, that was super easy to put together, and I think I need to get one of those. I forget which one I got, but because what I can do is getting down on if I get down with my arthritis, if I get down on the floor, even to plug something in, I get down there and I just think, nope, I think I'll just stay on the floor. It hurts too much to get up. But I think the one that was easy to assemble, and a few other things I've done, is I put it on to clear my bed off and put it on the bed and assembled, Oh, these two desks are identical. And they're small, they were inexpensive, they worked fine. Okay, this first one, I asked my son to put it together for me. It was very easy to put together, not complicated at all. And my grown son, by the way, I think he's 44 or 42 2 or something like that. And I told him, oh, be sure in the corners, tighten the screws. He didn't. And so this thing, wiggles. I don't know if you can see it. And then I bought another one of these desks, same one, and I put this one together, and I made sure I tightened the corners. It doesn't wiggle at all. This wiggling bothers me. Of course, I'm thinking, I have one of the Amazon, I've had several, at least 2 of their cheap. And now they've got, another one. But I look at I'm looking all the time at tablets. I'm not sure that I would use it. I'm not somebody, too, who can lay in bed with a laptop or with a tablet or something. I can't lay in bed, and it's not just the arthritis. It's just, I just can't do it. Anyway, I've been thinking about the Samsung Galaxy Tab A8, $229, 10.5 screen. I've been thinking about the Samsung Galaxy Tab 7. So I don't think I've been looking at getting a first aid. I have some stuff, but it's spread out all over the place in different places. I keep finding, things I didn't know I had. So I'm thinking about putting together a little first aid kit just in case Russia decides to attack Texas or something. Now I have one of these cookers, pressure cookers, and I got it. I mentioned in the video a while back that I got it, and let me move the microphone a little bit closer here. I got it several years back and liked it, and my son liked it, and my ex-wife wasn't interested in it at all, and she complained that it was in the the kitchen, and so much so that I just put it up on top. The shelves are there's some shelves around the kitchen that are way up. You need a step ladder to get to them. And so I just put it up there, and it's been up there for years. So last week or so, I got it down. And so far I've made, hard-boiled eggs, baked potatoes, corn on the cob, pretty basic. And that's about all I did before. I intended to do more, but she complained about it being in the way. We wouldn't believe what she has everywhere. The counter is just cluttered with bread and all types of stuff. But I do think that I am going to order eventually this one here that's on the screen. It's a step up from the one that I have. And it works with your tablet or cell phone also, but it has some extra things, and I think I will get it. And I am going to start making. Anyway, I had to bring. I brought the old one in here now. It's in my room, my bedroom, my office, whatever you want to call it. Let's see, wait a minute. How come it stopped? Oh, it started up again, okay. Got this ointment, by the way, back years ago, many years ago, when they started the MS-150, where you pay some money, then you ride 150 miles. And people donate money or whatever. And so the first year that they ran it, I thought because I've always been interested in, I was even, as a security officer, I was a bike patrol officer for a while, and I loved that. And, but what happened was I got allergies to ragweed, and I didn't even know that I had it. I just thought that I got a cold, I thought that I got a cold, and went to the doctor, for my cold and for my something else. And he said, "Do you get this every year about this time?" And I said, "Yeah, I think I do." And he says, "You're allergic, you have hay fever." So I learned one thing because I was a supervisor at a hospital in security, and I was in charge of the day shift at that time, and I was in charge of 8 parking lot attendants also, in addition to the security officers. And I had, I told them, like, okay, this is your assignment, but hay fever's bad, so step inside the doors where there's the air conditioning and just stand and look out the door. And then if you have to go out, you can go out or something like that. And I did it for another parking lot attendant. But then when I got hay fever, I realized that doesn't work. I didn't help them that much. Maybe psychologically it helped them, but that stuff's in the air and it's on your clothes. But since I moved to, when I moved to Florida, no problems with the hay fever really. And when I moved to Texas, no problems with the hay fever. I moved back to Florida, no problems with the hay fever, I mentioned, let's see, is this the bulb? No, this is the bulb up here. A week or so ago, I had like 250, they looked like gnats, but they were bigger than gnats. And they just zoomed to the light that's on behind me. Well, I put a different bulb in there. I put one of those bulbs that is kind of decorative and has like filaments in there, and they loved that light. There was like 250 of them. They were on top of the the shade for the light and on the wall and everything else. And luckily though, they were easy to kill. They weren't exactly like regular gnats that that you try to kill and they get away from you, or like a fly or something. These were kind of stupid because they just waited for you to kill them. So, but I looked up on the internet and how to get rid of gnats. I didn't know the type of these other, but they were like, and it said that high pressure sodium light bulbs will take care of those. So I am going to get one of those ordered in for the lamp behind me, unless it starts attracting them. I've always liked these. I've never had one, I don't believe. Banker's desk lamp, whatever. I'm going to get one of those one of these days. I have about 6 or more monitors on the floor. One of them is a ViewSonic, and there's a couple things I don't like about it, but there's a couple things I like about it. And I'm not really into games, but one thing, this ViewSonic, it's a 27-inch. Now it's a curved. I've never had, a curved monitor before. And I don't really think I'd really like it. I might be wrong. But it is 165 hertz. So I may get one of, I may get one of those one of these days. I've got two of these battery chargers here. Well, I have more than two battery chargers, but I've got two that are, but these will do those big batteries. Well, I have two that does, the big batteries now, but they don't have any readout on that. Well, one of them, the second one, has 3 lights that, eventually light up to real small lights. And then I have a really fancy, does AAA and AA batteries and has a meter that reads it and gives you all kinds of data. Whatever, I have one of those. But this one here, it's only $22, and it does the batteries, and it charges up these large ones that I have in a few things, like my tactical flashlight or whatever. I carried a tactical flashlight, the aluminum ones. Started out with a big one, which was AA batteries. And my arm started, after a while, it was nice to have. It was nice to have. I never actually had to actually use it on anybody, but there was a few times where I was getting ready to. And but I realized that was, it was hurting. And so then I went to the smaller C-cell, into the C-cell ones, rechargeable. And that was better. And I had several lengths of those. Like working as a security officer. Well, I carried it when I was a reserve officer also. But working as a security officer, there was quite a few times, I wouldn't be wearing it on the holster, driving. So I'd be driving and I'd see something, or just going to be checking a door. Maybe I had to go beside a building, go around and check a door or something like that. And I would leave it in the car and then go down and turn around, there'd be somebody there, And then when I owned my own patrol service for about a year, and I patrolled it, at night, not during the daytime, but I told the customers, you can call. And so I had an apartment complex, and the owner called, or the manager, called. It was daytime, and said, we hired this employee, and it's come back that he's a felon or whatever. And how they could hire him, not wait to hire him until, but they said that he's drunk and he's at the pool here. And so I headed over that way, and I took my, of course I was armed also, but I took my flashlight, and it was in the car, and drove over. And then on the way over, I thought, I got a feeling, and I called the ex-wife on the radio and said, call KCPD, Kansas City, Missouri PD, and have them respond. So I got there, and the swimming pool was located like in the center of a whole bunch of the apartment buildings. And so it was like all around. I guess it was so people could be in there or look down and see the people happily swimming away or whatever. But see, usually there was a bunch of people down there. There weren't a bunch of people down there. There were this guy and his drunk buddy. They were both drunk. And so I went over and I said, you guys have been drinking. and you need to, you know, leave the pool and go back to your apartment. And one guy, I forget what he said now after all these years, but you know, it was like, I'm gonna kick your fucking ass and whatever. And I said, no, I don't think you are. And so I was prepared. I was going to hit him with that flashlight. That would have, you know, I was going to try not to hit him in the head. That could easily kill him, but I was going to hit him, and that'd be the first time I used it. Really, you know, really used it. I used it a few times to pin somebody against a wall or something like that. That was hospital security, and 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, some guy was pounding on this woman's door, and she called, you know, dispatch, and said that he had a gun. And so when I went over, you know, and he had 3 or 4 buddies in it, so the car was parked there, 3 or 4 buddies in it, and then he was up pounding on her door when I got there. And there were other security officers on duty, but we all 3 had been written up by the director of security for leaving our assigned patrol area. And he was a terrible director of security. And so for the first time, this was like 3 o'clock in the morning, I was thinking, you know, I'm not sure these other guys are going to come and back me up. But anyway, I got him down and had the flashlight ready to go on him. And I was going to lay into him with it. And the others, oh, by the way, he had 2 or 3 of his buddies were in the car. And when I got there, they started to get out of the car. And I said, I forget exactly, you know, something to them. Don't get out of that car or you're going to regret it, and you're going to be going to jail or to the hospital. And, you know, I mean, I was lucky. They didn't, but then they'd like, we're going to try again. And I said, I mean it. Because I had this guy, you know, because she had said he had a gun. He didn't have, turned out he didn't have a gun. But he kind of, you know, resisted a little bit. And, but anyway, the director of security wrote us up. No, we'd already been written up and told that we weren't supposed to leave our area, so that meant that the security officer in the parking garage would stay on the security officer would stay in his area, and so I was thinking they're not going to come, you know, so I'm just going to have to handle this myself. But they turned up. I got sidetracked for some reason, so. Well, I guess I can, let's see, how long have I been talking? 37 minutes, and that's good. That's long enough, or it's too long, depending on who you are. Thank you very much for watching.